Welcome back and welcome to my BookTubeAthon wrap up and reading vlog. If you want to go straight to the vlog part, the very long vlog part, first of all get yourself a drink and a snack, and secondly I'll leave where the vlog footage starts in the description box. I'm going to call it the comments then, the description box. I completed all of the challenges for the BookTubeAthon, so I'll take you through what I read. I completed all of the video challenges and all of the Instagram challenges, and the video challenges and the Instagram challenges were both just really fun. I really enjoyed them all. I wasn't kind of reluctant to do them, so I'm winning in terms of beating myself last year as well. So the first challenge was to let a coin toss decide your first read. So I will leave a link up here to all my BookTubeAthon challenge videos because I did that in my first challenge video. So the playlist will be linked up here. So the first book that I read was The Earth, My Butt and Other Big Round Things by Carolyn Mackler. I really enjoyed this book. It was a great start to the week. I started it and finished it on day one. It's reasonably short and quite an easy read, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I am going to be making a video talking a little bit more about this one because you will see as I go through the books that I've read that there was definitely a theme to some of the books that I was reading, which I will be making a video about, so I will give you some more details in that one. I also then, let's go on to the second challenge. I'm like, I also read, no, challenge number 2 was to read a book about something you want to do or something you want to be, and originally I had different books on my TBR, but then this audiobook became available and it became available in a library, and it was something that I'd been wanting to read, so I popped this in for this challenge, and that is My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which who doesn't want a year of rest and relaxation? I have actually had a year of rest and relaxation. I recommend it. It's a bit different though than what you would expect, but I read this one for that particular challenge, and again I'm going to be making a video talking about some of the audiobooks that I've read recently, so this will be included in there, so keep an eye out for that one. All of these books are like, I'm going to make a video talking about this one, which shows that I had a really good reading week. If it's kind of spurred me on to be like, I want to make a video talking about this. Then it was read and watch a book to movie adaptation. So I reread, well, I ended up listening on audio, One Day by David Nicholls, and read and watched the movie. If you watch my day 5 video, you will see that there was a whole drama surrounding me watching this movie. The movie was slightly better than I remembered from when I watched it the first time, and the book was not as good as I remembered, but still a good read, definitely. But of course, being a book with a movie, there's going to be a book versus movie video coming up soon. I might even make it straight after making this video. You'll see, so keep an eye out for that one. Then the challenge was to read a book with green on the cover. I read The Summer of Jordi Perez by Amy Spalding, which has green here and green here, and again this is another book that features a plus size main character, and so I will be talking about this in the video that I'm making about YA novels with plus size main characters, and I really enjoyed it. Then the challenge for reading a book whilst wearing the same hat, I read the survival guide, the ultimate survival guide to being a girl, which comes out as this video goes up. It is out yesterday. It came out yesterday because this video is going up on Wednesday, so this book came out yesterday, and was just really good. It has lots of interesting straight talking tips and advice based on the author's real life stories. It has things that you can copy and use. It has very quick checklist type things. It covers everything from friendship to what to do if family members are getting too much, what to do if family members are getting divorced. It covers periods, it covers sex, it covers career, it covers school, it covers self-esteem, it covers body positivity, health and nutrition, and where's the thing at the back here? Oh, and it also has some really good Instagram handles as well. So I really enjoyed this one, and I would definitely recommend it. I would say, yeah, sort of from the age when, you know, you're starting to find out about things like periods and sex, I would say that this would be a really good book to have around. But then because it gives you advice about like life and college and writing a resume, it's one to keep around for the next few years after that as well. Definitely enjoyed it, and I did read a hat the whole time, which you will see. Not read a hat, didn't just sit there and read a hat, I wore a hat the whole time, which you will see in my vlog footage. Then for a book with a beautiful spine, I have this beautiful spine here, which is The Universe is Expanding and So Am I by Carolyn Mackler, which is the sequel to The Earth, My Butt and Other Big Round Things. And obviously, because that featured a plus size main character, this one does too. So I'm going to be talking about this one in that video. I had a couple of issues with the fact that there's meant to be 5 months difference between the first book and the second book. However, in the first book she talks about getting gift cards to Tower Records and Sports Authority, and in the second book she talks about Brexit. And yeah, those two things aren't in the same era, so I'm not sure what went on there. I'm not sure why it couldn't have just been, maybe the version of the book that I read has been updated and I read an older version. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was the only kind of issue I had with the two of those there. And then the final challenge was to read 7 books, so let me tell you about the other books that I read. I listened to the audiobook of Emergency Contact, that wasn't coming out then, by Mary H.K. Choi. I really enjoyed this one. I think because it's got a pink cover, I've been led to believe that like books with pink covers, they're not serious. It gets really serious and it goes really deep. There is a trigger warning for rape in this book. It's not that, you know, this book is about rape, but the main character does talk about, main character Penny does talk about when she believed an instance of rape occurred, so definitely trigger warning for that. But it was a really, really sweet book. I thought for most of the way through that it was a book about male-female friendship, but there is some romance in here as well, and I just really enjoyed it. It was one of those that I couldn't wait to get back and listen to. So this would have been book number 7 for me. However, I did read 2 picture books because I went to volunteer at the library and we read 2 picture books during that session, so I will show you those here. And then because I had kind of read on a theme, apparently, and a hidden theme throughout the week, I decided to pick up Fat Girl on a Plane by Kelly Devoss. I read this over Saturday and Sunday as like another extra book, and I actually read this copy. It wasn't an audiobook copy. I'm like, I have this, but I listened to the audiobook. I have this, but I read this actual physical copy right here. And again, it features a plus size main character, so this will be in that video. Keep your eyes peeled. Then I ended up doing some part reads as well. I left these part reads until I'd completed the challenges. I think I completed all but the actual watching the film challenge, and so I read some of these books. So I ended up listening to the end of the audiobook of Laura and Emma by Kate Greenhead. I only had, consult my list here, my high-tech tracking system, I only had 54 pages of this left, but I was listening to it on audiobook, so this is something that I read in the month of August, and contributes 54 pages to my reading this week. Then I had also started What If It's Us. There's Bram poking out the top. I know he's come over to this book, What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, which is out in October. I was doing this as a buddy read, but I wanted to finish it, and you can see I have some thoughts, and so I read, how much did I read of this one? I had already read 80 pages, basically. So I read the rest of it, all but the first 80 pages. So I read the rest of part 1, all of part 2, and all of part 3. And cried. And then, just because I had some time left over yesterday, I started a new audiobook, which I have been listening to some more of today. So you can look out for this one in my August TBR and my August wrap-up. And that is The Intermission by Elyssa Friedland, which is about, sorry, Friedland, missed out the D there, which is about a couple who want to start trying for a baby, but instead they decide to take an intermission on their relationship. So I listened to the first 95 pages of this one. That's where the bookmark is for that one. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I wasn't sure if it was YA or adult, but I believe it's adult. I wasn't sure when I picked it up what it was going to be, but I've seen this all over Instagram. And this one is just over 350 pages, so I'm about a third of the way into this one. So there you have it. I completed all of the challenges, all of the video challenges, and all of the Instagram challenges, and I had just a really good time. When you add together all of the complete books and part books, my page count was 3,146 pages. Obviously a lot of that's from audiobooks. You know I'm a big audiobook fan, and in terms of complete books, I read 1, 2, 3, 10 complete books. That's pretty good. 9 complete books. I'm like, nah, can't read my own writing. That's my highlighting for challenges and highlighting for page counts. So I'm going to hand over to my vlog footage. I took a lot of vlog footage and I'm going to try and cut it down as much as possible, but realistically I did a lot of reading this week and I showed you where and what and how and who I was reading, so that, yeah, if you want to pause the video here and grab lunch or something and then bring it back and enjoy my vlog footage. I so enjoyed this week, as you will see. So I kind of have a book that I am going to be reading some of during the BookTubeAthon, because I'm doing a buddy read of What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. So I've read a third of it already, and I will be finishing it off during the BookTubeAthon. So I'll be reading this throughout. So I'm going to count the pages, but I'm not going to count it towards any of the challenges. So I'm about to start this one, obviously won the coin toss, which is exciting. It's quite a short one, so I'm quite glad that I'm starting with this one. Yeah, how many pages? I keep saying it's a short one, but it's like, it might not be. Oh my goodness, it really is. 244 pages. Wow. And I've already read 144 of this one. That's okay, isn't it? Always exciting starting a new book. It's a good start so far. Now the next morning. I read 108 pages of this before going to bed last night. I'm really enjoying it. I'm so identifying with this main character like so much, and I'm really hoping that things go well for her. I've just put in some breakfast so that I can read over breakfast, and I do have coffee, which you'll have seen, and I've done the Instagram challenge for the day, and once I've had my breakfast I will go and get dressed and do the video challenge for today. Normally I wouldn't post so early on Instagram, but I was like, if I don't do it now I'm going to forget, and then I might, it's unusual for me to have not started an audiobook already, my audiobook for the week, whatever you want to call it, but I'm hoping to finish this one and then go outside and do some reading whilst the sun is out, and then I can do my reading in a hat, hopefully. So yeah, when I do go outside I will take you with me, but yes, my bagel is about to pop. I just finished my first book of the BookTubeAthon. I've almost finished another book, so the toying cost to decide the first book was still the first book I started reading, but I read this book whilst wearing this hat outside. I read it from cover to cover. I'll talk a little bit more about this one in my wrap up because it was really good and I really recommend it. And I went with the black hat because I had the black dress, but as you'll have seen from the footage, wasn't wearing this dress while I was outside. So hair is like this because I'm about to get in the bath. But this afternoon I finished reading The Earth, My Butt and Other Big Round Things. So at the sort of closing stages of day one, I've already read 2 of the books on my TBR, which is really cool. And I did start listening to my audiobook as well. But because I finished this one, I will now be starting its sequel, which, yeah, I didn't think I would be starting this one so early on, but yeah, again, in case you can't tell, I'm going to be reading it in the bath because prime reading time in the bath, and I've just realised I didn't bring a bookmark in with me, so I should go and get one. Update for you. I've had a really rubbish headache today, so I've not been jumping on here very much. I have done the challenge for today though, so hopefully you've watched that already. I am on page 132 of The Universe is Expanding and So Am I. I have lots of thoughts on this one still, so I think there's probably going to be, I'm probably going to make a video talking about this one and its predecessor, which I read yesterday. I'm hoping to finish this one today. Once I put down the camera, I'm going to read some more of this. I've got some cereal here waiting to enjoy with it, because I'd really like to finish this one today. Plus it's also due back at the library, so yeah. I got this one as soon as it came in. When they had it on order, I put my hold on, which is always exciting. And then I've been listening to, I've just realised it's got a bookmark in it. Well, it's irrelevant because I've been listening to it anyway. So I've been listening to One Day, and this is what I stayed up late listening to last night. I was like listening to it while like messing around on Candy Crush and stuff, and before I knew it, it was gone 3. So I worked out, because I have the physical copy, and then I put a bookmark in it, but it's got a bookmark attached because it's special edition, that I'm on page 297 of this one, and it is 435 pages. So again, I'm sort of like 140 pages away from the end of both of these. So I don't know if they're both going to get done today. One of them will probably end up being finished after midnight, but yeah, because we go to trivia on a Tuesday, so I'm going to be out and about and stuff, so I'm not going to be in and reading. And then, of course, once I finish this one, I'm going to have to watch the film adaptation. I don't know if because I'm doing the audio, I will cry as much as I did when I read this the first time, or if it'll make me cry less because I'm listening to like other people reading the audio rather than the Dex and Emma from my head. That's why I didn't cry much at the film either. And of course, look out for my book versus movie One Day. Yeah, so even though I have, you know, struggled with reading because of my head and stuff, and slept in because of my head and stuff today, it's not going too badly. And of course I will take my books with me to trivia, so if there's a lull in proceedings, I can keep reading, because I'm doing a readathon. You read when you're doing a readathon, even if it's in a bar and you're meant to be doing trivia. So yeah, so I'm going to read and eat some cereal. Why not? So we are now back from trivia, so I'm going to read some more Universe and have some tea, my Matilda cup, and I am determined to finish this one before bed. Today gonna have to have the coffee before the video, but it's in the Yorkshire mug because it's Yorkshire Day. Happy Yorkshire Day. Happy Wednesday of BookTubeAthon week. Last night I finished The Universe is Expanding. Oh, shiny. The Universe is Expanding, and so am I. I finished this one. And today I'm going to film a video talking about this and its predecessor, because I have thoughts. So I'm going to film the video while my thoughts are fresh. And I also listened to the end, this is back in the box, listened to the end of One Day. Yeah, obviously I will be watching the film of this. I don't think I'm going to watch the film today, just because I don't think I have time to watch the film today. And I also don't want to watch the film alone, because the first time I watched it alone, and yeah, I don't know, maybe not watching it alone will break the spell of how awful it was. I don't know. But I had forgotten how much there is in that like final section, I think it's like part 5, it's basically the last hour of the audiobook. So like it came to what I remembered from when I read it ages ago as the ending, but then it wasn't the ending. There was a load more stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna drink my coffee and brush my hair. Maybe, you think. It's gonna have to be a hair update today. It's hot again. I've managed with sort of like more hair, but no, it's gonna have to be a hair up day. And yeah, look at today's challenge. I've got some ideas for today's challenge. You can so tell I'm not the most creative person, because the Instagram challenge is very creative today, and the video challenge is not creative, but it involves a lot. It's not my style. Like, I'm here to read the books. I'll talk about the books, but I'm here to read the books. I love how you're getting to see like all of my apartment this week. So obviously any blogger, booktuber will tell you that the kind of like downside to doing readathons is that obviously you read all the books, so then you have all the reviews to write, and yeah, I'm having a really bad reading day. I've read like 24 pages and listened to maybe 15-20 minutes of audiobook so far. It's only 4 o'clock, but having like a productive filming, blogging, posting on social media type day. Yeah, and we're watching a film tonight, and I know tomorrow's not going to be great for reading, so ideally I would like to have a good reading day as well. But yeah, I've made myself another cup of coffee, and then I'm going to blast through these 2 reviews, because they're both books I really enjoyed, so that's always a little bit easier to write the review for, because there are certain obviously points that you stick in your head that you want to talk about. And then try and get some reading done before Ollie gets home. So yeah, let's go for it. So I'm out and about today. Got volunteering at the library this morning, but that does mean that I will get to read a couple of picture books, which totally count this week towards the BookTubeAthon. I've got some things to take back to the library, and on the way here I listened to more of My Year of Rest and Relaxation, so I am now halfway through that because it's like a 45-minute journey here, so that's cool. We'll see how much reading I get done the rest of the afternoon. I am going as well to a bookshop, so I might take you with me there. But yeah, as you can see, it's like a nice outlook here. I might take you and show you the statues. I really like the art statues that they have at this library. All the libraries have like some kind of storybook statues, which is really cool. Really updated much today. I've been out and about a little bit, but like short journeys, so I didn't start a new audiobook. What I did was I finished off an audiobook that I started, so I listened to like a little bit in April-May time, a little bit last month before the BookTubeAthon, and then I had like an hour of that, which I worked out because I've got the physical book as well. I worked out equated to around about 50 pages of that left, so I was able to finish that, which is great. And then I've been reading What If It's Us by Becky, Albertalli and Adam Silvera. Again, I was 80 pages into this when the BookTubeAthon started, but I wanted to knock out my challenge books first of all. So I did that, and now I'm reading that. I'm hoping to finish that during the BookTubeAthon, so my pages will count towards it, but I am doing it as a buddy read as well, so we'll see how that works out with the person that I'm reading it with. And I tried to watch One Day, which is obviously the movie part of book to movie adaptation, but it's not on Netflix, it's not on Hulu. I've got an electronic copy of it which isn't loading right now. I saw whether it was in the library on DVD, because I'm going to my library later on to pick up a couple of holds. However, it's at the library, well, it's at the library that I was at yesterday, and it's also at the library that I was parked right by this morning, which is really annoying because I could have got it at either of those if I knew I needed it. Yeah, so this is more of a rant than an update, I suppose. But yeah, it's Friday, and my Friday's just not going the way I planned. I am going to see a movie again later, try and get my head round what Movie Pass is doing. So I'm ending up seeing a showing at 10:30 p.m. instead of seeing a showing at 10:30 a.m. like I planned. Just I have done today's video challenge and today's Instagram challenge though. There's the planning for you. Okay, yes, I did fall asleep while reading this one. I'm just trying to get a little bit further before I go out again, going to the movies. Also, I'm trying to remember what I read on what day. I think I'm going to have to go back and watch my own videos when I film the wrap-up. So my reading this morning, I read to the end of part 2 of What If It's Us, so I have less than 100 pages to go of this one, which I might not pick up today. I might leave it and read it tomorrow, depending how my buddy, who I'm buddy reading it with, is getting on with it. I will find out from her where she is. And then I started reading Fat Girl on a Plane in the library. I didn't have this one on my TBR. It was kind of on my TBR when I was looking at the challenges, and then I switched it for something else. But because I've read like 3 books so far with plus size main characters in, I decided to pick this one up. So I have read to page 68 of this one, and I'm using one of my cute new bookmarks. It's the beauty of reading physical books, is you get to use all the cute bookmarks. Having said that, I think next week's going to have to be a bit of a Kindle catch-up, because I've got a few e-proof copies of things that I do need to read, one of which is released next week, so that's going to be my first read of next week. But yeah, got on with this, and I'll be reading some more of this, I think, tonight, because I'd like to get at least a good chunk of the way through this one. But that was like about 45 minutes reading time in the library earlier, which was quite nice. This one, there's another 300 pages of this one left. So yeah, if I can read like another 100 to 150 pages of this one, that'd be quite nice. And then I have not listened to any more audiobook yet today, so whether I get into that or not. And I still haven't watched One Day, it may happen tonight. I will keep you updated. Just realised that these two books that I'm talking about reading are basically the same colour. They've both got yellow spines and they're both like bluey greeny colour. I would say that this one's more towards green and this one's more towards blue, but I just put them next to each other and it's like, oh, it's the same. It's the same. I am finally watching the movie for the Book to Movie challenge. It's finally happening. I said I was going to start at 10. 10 o'clock it is. Down to the gym, which means audiobook listening time. I started a new audiobook, even though I know I won't finish it during the BookTubeAthon. It'll still count to my page count. So I've just finished this book and I've just finished the BookTubeAthon. I finished it literally 15 minutes before midnight, so that's gonna be it for me. Tomorrow, write all the reviews. So if you made it this far, seriously, please leave me a comment letting me know that you made it this far, and you can have special sparkly universal brownie points because yeah, it's a long video. I apologize, but at the same time, yeah, that's just all the reading that I did and it was really good fun. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, because the next video I'm putting out there will be my August TBR, which will feature some of these books that I've talked about reading already, because obviously we moved into August during the BookTubeAthon. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so that video lands right in your subscription feed, and I will see you on Friday.